What a lot of Western climate diplomats tell me is that leaders like yourself also carry a responsibility. Why are vulnerable countries still so debt-stricken? Why is there still corruption? What is your response to that?
You really want me to answer you?
I do.
Okay. Why is it that every time we talk about countries from the South, the first allegation is corruption? Last time I checked, in the USA and the UK and Europe, they're riddled with corruption, but nobody says that they're not capable of achieving their objectives because of corruption. Why is it that we're not talking about the fact that these countries became independent, having allowed those countries that colonized them to extract significant portions of their wealth, such that we had no proper housing, no proper education, no proper healthcare systems, no proper legal systems, no proper across the whole street, and certainly nothing to do with building social capital like community development and cultural enterprises. And what has happened is therefore that we have spent the time since independence trying to give our people what the global north has taken for granted and has supported by the extrication of centuries of wealth to give their people out of our blood, sweat and tears. Now, when our blood, sweat and tears finances the Industrial Revolution, and the Industrial Revolution then causes the climate crisis, and then I have to pay for the consequences of the climate crisis because of the Industrial Revolution financed by our blood, sweat and tears, then I think they have no moral authority to tell me anything about the financing of the climate or about why we don't have enough.
Is it anger over this that fuels your energy?
Anger? Absolutely not. Unfairness, lack of justice. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed that humankind still wants to believe that there's one world for a set of people and another world for another.
Hey, shalom, shalom. All praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Zach, Wadash, apostles, and other bishops, great millstones, interesting fellow brothers pushing up the word of truth and sincerity. Just coming back with another lesson. This is going to be a walking talk lesson, impromptu. It's a little windy, so hopefully, the video, the audio is good. And I put a video in there it was a clip from an interview of the Barbados Prime Minister, which is a woman, more than likely speaking with an interviewer. And this, I took that clip, I couldn't find the original clip, maybe if I did some more digging with post-production, but I the African Diaspora channel. That one thing that, he's, pro-black, go back to African and, he does a lot of videos on, racism, towards black people. We get that, we understand that. But I'm going to call this one the deaf adder that stoppeth their ears. Because you saw the Edomites. See, because what you got to understand is, in order to really get a full understanding of what's going on in the earth, you got to have the foundation has to be the Bible. You have to know, understand, and believe that you're the Israelites. And those people, what he called the devil, he knows about the Israelites. A lot of people, they don't accept being Israelites. If it's a movement, they're like all movement black, as long as it's black. Which we're not black. We're not African. Africa has many countries in Africa. Many different nations of Africans. Okay, overall they're the Hamites, but you got the Egyptians, you got you got all type of northern Africans, southern Africans, West African, and our people are mingled within them, the Matazarium, Kush, Put, okay? But, you seen the video, right? You seen the video, and she answered it beautifully, right? Pretty much brought up all the things that the so-called Europeans did with the Industrial Revolution, how they acquired vast amounts of wealth, while they had mainly the Israelites, or the so-called blacks and Native Americans, in hardcore bondage, and how a lot of these industries, how they, really how they prosper, and how they're the cause of, what they so-called call climate change. You see what I'm saying? The Industrial Revolution really brought a lot of, it brought scientific advancement, right? But it also brought a lot of pollution in the earth. All right, and during those times, we weren't able to prosper, right? We were, we were under that chain. The Most High put us under that chain, and we're still in that chain today. But you can see what after she, broke it down beautifully. You can see the white woman just looking at her and saying, "Is that out of hate? Are you saying that out of hate?" So you can see that when our people, we bring up the plight of what has happened to our people, Esau ain't trying to hear none of that shit. He don't give a shit. Okay? They're going to flip it on you. They're going to flip it on you and say, why is there so much hatred in your heart? Well, devil, all right, Esau, you did everything that you did out of hatred. All right? So that's why I'm going to call it the deaf adder that stoppeth her ears. All right, and that goes for all the Edomites. They ain't trying to hear, all right, what happened to you, okay? They don't give a shit. All right, Psalms 58:3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. This is the wicked. You got to understand that there's an actual race or a nation, all right, of people, the Edomites, the biblical Edomites, and this is why the powers that be, they don't want information about Esau, Edom out mainstream. Okay, you don't hear about Esau outside of him being the brother of Jacob. Very, very few, very little information on Esau. Okay, the Edomites. So much so that they say that the Edomites are done away with. Of course, they will say that because the Edomites have great future judgment waiting for them. The Edomites will be the arch nemesis of the Israelites, okay, and would try to destroy the Israelites, as the scriptures say. And they are those people. This is the reason why there's so much so-called racism. This is the reason why they locked your ass, put you in slavery. This is the reason why they took your resources, and they still capitalize off your resources today. And you didn't, I didn't put the whole video in there, but he was talking about Haiti and how Haiti, he called them the people, those people, which he's talking about Esau. Okay, how they still have Haiti in a depleted state. They won't allow Haiti to prosper, even though Haiti has, abundance of resources. Yeah, because Esau, he still has hatred for the so-called Haitians, which are the Levites. Because what they did to the French when they, got their independence. But did they really get their independence? No, they didn't really get their independence. Did they get their independence, and the control over their resources? Absolutely not. All right, Esau, Edom, he controls their resources. He's still funneling money out of these countries, Central, South America. Esau, Edom, he owns the resources. The reason why all these things are happening and you can't get a leg up in society is because you have these devils that are holding you down. Okay? It says their poison is like the poison of the serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ears. Okay, let me continue. Which will not hearken to the voice of the charmers. Who are the charmers? Ultimately, the prophets. Charming never so wisely. So we're breaking it down. All right, you even have Jake that's actually, articulate, that can articulate, what has happened to our people, and the reason why they're in these positions, and the different laws and edicts and different things that Esau passed and different secret councils of how to suppress us. All right, the very policies of America, how they oppress so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American. Okay, the different conspiracies behind why is there so many drugs in the Black neighborhood? Why is the woman, you know, out there on, you know, selling her body? All right, why is, you know, so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans shooting and killing each other? There's a big conspiracy behind that, and really everybody kind of already knows that it was Esau Edom that does it, but he uses his magic, his witchcraft to mostly deceive the people into thinking that, you know, it's not him, it's people, you know. So he's the deaf adder that stoppeth her ears. All right, meaning he ain't trying to hear what you got to say. He ain't trying to hear what the prophets got to say. He ain't trying to hear, you know, what true justice, right? Because he'll get on TV and he'll speak about true justice and, you know, fair and equity. You know, we got to do what's right. God bless America, but he doesn't follow none of the tenets of the Bible. He doesn't follow, not to remove the ancient landmark. He doesn't follow thou shalt not murder. He doesn't follow thou shalt not steal. All right, you should have just weights. He doesn't follow none of these things. And then when Jake actually brings these things to the forefront, he says, are you saying this out of hatred? Why are you hating? You see what I'm saying? You see how this damn devil is? But to get the understanding, you got to have the understanding of the Bible, ultimately. Break their teeth. Oh, power, right, because a wild animal, right, even a serpent, the power of the serpent is in the head, the teeth. Exactly. All right, that's where the serpent's power is at. When a poisonous serpent, that is, right, and it says that their poison is like the poison of a serpent, because the serpent bites you, and then ultimately it destroys you. And that's pretty much what it has done to the whole earth. Mainly, you know, targeting, you know, our people. Because Esau didn't go around to the Chinese and beat totally the Chinese culture out of them, and then set up a whole industry to capitalize off of them. He works hand in hand with these other nations. These other nations work hand in hand with Esau to help further the affliction of the Israelites, okay, you so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans. This is why there's so much, a loss of wealth within your community. This is why, you know, you can't make it, okay, as a whole, because you got certain, you know, a couple sprinkled jakes here and there that can make a little bit of money, but then even then, you're still a nigga with money, right? You could you could be a multi-millionaire. And, well, you had Oprah, right? Perfect example. Oprah, a TV talk show host superstar, a billionaire, right? According to Esau, you know, his information, she's an actual billionaire. And it was a time when she went into Hermes, I think it was like somewhere in Europe. Hermes, right? The bag, you know, the bag company that, you know, the designer, and they discriminated against her. Pretty much told her to get the fuck out, you know, because they didn't think that she had money. When she got more money than all of them. But it don't matter, because you're still a nigga, and that's how they're gonna look at you. Okay, that's just what it is. You're just a nigga with money. Well, you did something illegal to get that. That's their mind. You're still going to be discriminated against. It's because you're the Israelite. That you are the Israelites. Break their teeth, because they don't do that to no other nation. If there's an Arab that come in there, they ain't gonna discriminate against the Arab. They gonna, oh, he got money. The China, oh yeah, that's that Chinese money. That's the Arab money. Oh damn, that's that oil money. You know, they're not gonna equate them with poverty, even though the majority of those people are in poverty. You see what I'm saying? So you see that it's been a attack, an all-out attack on the Israelites to demonize them, all right, to generalize them, all right, and to pretty much make them look to be the problem of the earth, when indeed, all right, if you just look at it, who's the problem of the earth? It's really only one nation that's the problem of the earth, that brought the earth to the brink of that's bringing the earth to the brink of destruction. Break their teeth, okay, that's where the power is at. O power, in their mouth break out the teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Esau is considered as like a young lion. A young lion is hey, you don't want to be out there in the African Sahara and you meet a young lion. Or in boxing, oh yeah, he a young lion. I mean, he an animal. He young. He hungry. He got power. He got speed. And he looking to eat you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right, and that's pretty much how Esau is towards the Israelites. All right, the prey departeth not. Okay, let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. As a snail which melteth, let every one of them pass away. Because eventually every one of these hypocrites are going to pass away, these Edomites. Right? The scriptures tell you in Job 20, the joy of the hypocrite is yet for a moment. Okay, we're living amongst a hypocritical nation, which Jake is that hypocritical nation, but Esau is the biggest hypocrite on the planet Earth. Okay? It says, like an untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his fleet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a God that judgeth in the earth. Right? Because the Most High, he's going to judge the Edomites. All right? With all, here it is. She brought a great point of why they're in the position that they're in. And Esau don't want to take no responsibility. He very well know that he's the reason why we're in this position. It was a strategic attack. All right, these things were thought up. All right, thought out. All right, and planned out, thought out, whatever, and implemented. And they've been successful, so they very well know the reason why you Jakes are in this position, and that's why they gotta keep you in a state of delirium. They gotta keep you sinning. They gotta keep you, all bugged out and confused, so they can justify, all right, the stigmas that are placed upon you. So it's the curses ultimately, but they're justified in what they're saying, and the microscope is not on them; it's on you. Okay, all the little petty crime, all the thugs, the guns, and drugs, when they're the main culprits. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just going to close it there with just a quick little video. Until next time, shalom to the elect.